Guys, like, honestly, it's so wrong to create stories about March and March. I'm just like, no, people need to stop though. March and March is even trying. They actually tried better than our government by far. You know, where will we be? How many people left? Malawians, maybe almost 15,000 now are actually gone. Some want to leave by like Monday. They want to go home. They just like, even Justin was saying, let's don't give them food. The gift of the givers was giving them food. Someone was even saying, this is what they're not going. Don't give them food, just give them passes and go home. They want to go home as well, guys. People are tired. You cannot stay in a country where they're like, go, 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 go. Abahambe. You know, it's tiring. I mean, I was even saying last month, because I would have gone. I was not going to be number one. Nigerians, again, out of all of those people, they don't want to go. The island got to it, I'm just like, no, guys, it's crazy. It's bad. People must just go home, guys. There's just too many of us. Can you just breathe like a bit, like how Jacinta was putting it? Nguti, go fix your own country. You'll come back someday and come for vacation. We are the only people, or the only country for that matter, that's keeping other African countries. Like for who and for what? When we can't even breathe it in our own country. We can't even breathe. We can't do anything. We can't even move there in town. The CBD at Johannesburg, it's actually clean now. It's so much better. Oh my gosh, I was just like, best of in lap. And how did we get here? Why did you allow this? No, people must just go home, guys. There's still time. 4 days. Now, also, why do people keep on bringing the 30th? There's nothing wrong with the 30th, guys. There's nothing wrong. Just I also said that I won't go anywhere on the day. I was even thinking that maybe at work they must just give us a holiday, like honestly. Kuba 9 and 9 to 5 ilindile. Nkosi yami, bengisashilo ngithi i-South Korea ngawina kanjani, kodwa guys, thank you ukuthi siwinile nathi. Kayi-1 ngoba phela besisidonswa thina. Hey, Africans, they went and supported Spain. Basikhuluma ngabe Spain. Basidonsa, they were dragging us there to filth. Kanjani, but guys, ngeke kasathukumeza kakhulu shem. On our first game, I'll never forget. But it's fine. We made a comeback. Nice one.
I'm going to go back to the question of whether we know that it's illegal to announce a date. I'm finding it so strange that it can be illegal to tell people who are illegally in the country to leave the country because they're in the country legally. What is illegal about that? Because it's just a date and an encouragement for them to go home. If anything, they should be taking it to heart because, I mean, it's giving you an opportunity to prepare yourself. This date wasn't announced yesterday, now that everyone's starting to panic now. I think he announced it in April, if I'm not mistaken, where he announced the date. And South Africans, like I said, are the ones that started echoing the date. Because as much and much, the date was not announced by us or any of these civic movements that you see here today. But if South Africans are the ones saying that on the 30th of June, we want to echo the call that illegal immigrants must have left the country, there's nothing wrong with that. And we're standing here to say exactly that the 30th of June was not announced by any of us. But because we are with the communities, we are the ones that know what the communities are saying to us. We are the ones that have seen the impact of what goes on because of illegal immigration. Therefore, if the 30th of June is putting enough pressure on governments and illegal immigrants themselves to go home, what could possibly be wrong with that? I'm sorry, I don't get the illegal part of it. Maybe we can get a further elaboration on what would be illegal about telling an illegal person to leave the country legally while they're still in the country legally. Have we made applications? There have been a number of organizations amongst us that have made applications in various areas, and those will be announced because we don't want to cause panic now where everyone is trying to do 50 things at different times. So definitely, as we always march and we always make applications, we always know our Section 4 meetings, every single one of these organizations have done that. We know what the process requires. And how many people are we expecting? We don't know. That's the honest truth. We honestly don't know. All we know is that South Africans in their majority have expressed that they are no longer comfortable living with people that they don't know, who are in the country legally, who are taking over their spaces. I mean, there are even places in South Africa where we don't feel comfortable going. Our Sunnyside, the Hillbrows, the Point Roads, all of these places. And this is a call to say that we want all of these things to come to an end. We miss the days where South Africa was, South Africa, where you would walk on the streets and there's not 50,000 people selling and you fall off the streets and nobody in government sees that as a problem or a reason to enforce their laws. But tell them about March and March, suddenly everyone remembers the law. And then, are we working together? Yes, I think that's why we're here today, to say that we are working together. And it's not a working together because of the 30th. I must emphasize this. These organizations, I think majority of them have been in existence even before March and March. But for some odd reason, it's like this is a March and March thing because I don't know why it's a March and March thing. I honestly don't know. But all of these organizations have been at the forefront of calling out governments for the issue of illegal immigration. And not yesterday, mind you. For years, we've been asking for the same thing from government over and over and over and over and over again. Maybe now, because there's a whole hype around March and March, now people are starting. I think maybe the difference here is that these organizations have been working behind the scenes. Maybe for the first time when March and March said, get off your phones and be seen on the streets, is the reason why people started taking this issue seriously. Because all along, we've been saying the same thing and government has been ignoring us. And I think for the first time, governments can actually see that there's real people behind cell phones, because we have been complaining about this for years. And you're asking what happens if things go wrong. And I see, I've been listening to the language all this time. Everyone, are you going to take responsibility? Are you going to take responsibility? Can I ask, whose responsibility is it to protect the country? Is it us? It's definitely not our responsibility. You can't place that on us. If the government is going to be spending 600 million, then they must work for it. Yeah. They must show us that they can be able to protect the country. We can't be crying every day over our borders being porous and them failing to protect us as the citizens. And when we decide we want to stand up against them, suddenly everyone has a voice about how we must take responsibility. Who takes responsibility for all those children who are out on the streets smoking drugs? Who takes responsibility for all those things coming in our borders? Who takes responsibility for all the human trafficking that's happening in this country? If anyone wants to point a finger at someone who must take responsibility, start with those who allowed illegal immigration in the first place. Yeah. Those are the ones who must take responsibility for anything that happens on the 30th. Don't point the finger on us. We've done our due diligence. We've put our head on the block here. And everyone in the world is looking at us, calling us hateful things, swearing at us, and the government is acting as if this issue of illegal immigration is our problem. It's not our problem that there's illegal immigrants in the country. We didn't invite anyone. We certainly didn't want to feel unsafe in our own country. We certainly never envisioned that in our hospitals we don't have spaces. And children in schools don't have spaces. So if there's anyone that must shoulder any blame for the 30th, it's the government. But on our part, we are saying, for what we can take and what we can do to ensure that no violence ensures, we'll do that. But we can't go over and above. We don't have 600 million rand here. Maybe if you give us 600 million rand, you'll see the difference. So maybe give us that 600 million and we'll show you how to take care of a country. Where are you getting your money from? Israel.
I mean,
Guys, I don't even know anyone from Israel. The only time I ever heard about Israel was in the Bible. And now I'm hearing that I'm funded by Israel. The amount of time people spend on conspiracy theories really worries me. So are you guys telling me that black people cannot stand up for anything unless there's money involved?
Sure.
Are we not smart enough? Are we not entitled enough? Do our brains not function unless there's money involved?
Sure.
I find this so very offensive. Because if this movement had a lot of white faces here, everybody would be like, oh, let's hear what you have to say. Oh my gosh, why do we have the issue of illegal immigrants? It's such a fundamental right for people to be protected in their country. But because it's black people, we find the most offensive things to say to us. It's disgusting that the media keeps pushing this agenda of us as black people not being able to stand up for ourselves in our communities because we're black. and everything we must do must have money involved. Yes, we know there are people who have bad motives and bad intentions for doing something. But have you ever seen us going to Israel and getting money? Why would you run a story that you don't have proof of? Have you ever asked us for our bank statements and we said no? If you've ever asked us for bank statements and we said no, rightfully write that and say you have issues of who's giving us money. We have bank statements, guys, where people donate. If you want to see them, today I can give them to you. Don't keep making us airheads in our heads. Because now these people, you don't even understand how very detrimental to our lives this thing of aligning us with certain people is. Because you say we are aligned with Israel. What do you think the Palestinians see us as?
Exactly.
Why do we care if Palestinians and Israelites are in South Africa? Because that's the exact problem that we're talking about.
Exactly.
What kind of African country has people from other religions fighting religious wars in that country? We are an African country. Why must our African beliefs and values be pushed aside so that we can get ourselves involved in things that have nothing to do with us? Whether you're Muslim or whether you're Jew, it doesn't matter to us. We just want you to be in the country illegally. Finish.
Simple.
And asking us where we get our money from if you're not going to contribute a cent to us is not helping us. Give us 600 million as well. Then ask us what we're doing with the money. Because we're not a government entity here. We don't use taxpayers' money for our existence. Everything that we have to do here requires us to put in our own money. And if South Africans are donating to us, why is it a problem? Because we can't do anything for ourselves.
Yeah.
No, guys, I really find this question highly offensive. Highly. And I'm saying again, if you want our bank statements, we are more than happy to give them to you. Nabila Sheikh, what gives us a right to impose the 30th? I think I've explained where the 30th came from. Yeah. And I wish he was here to answer where the motivation for the date came from, but unfortunately I can't answer where the date comes from. But I've also explained the logic behind us hopping onto the 30th. And the dark skin tone of skin. I think we've had, if I can calculate, if not 30 or so marches already. And you know, with every single instance where people have claimed that there's been attacks on people who are Tonga or whatever, they've been proven to not be true. Because I can tell you that the only people who are talking about this issue of us having abused or hurt people of dark skin are people who have always opposed what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yes. So I can tell you, Nabila, in a march, the only thing we're doing is marching. Nobody's looking at skin color saying, oh, you dark, you blue, you orange. In March, I can show you one of our leaders is darker than the sun. He's very dark. So if it had to go with that, I think we'd have a serious problem in this country. Because nothing we've ever said is about skin color. When people ask us, why are you only targeting Africans? I'm like, I'm so confused. Because the tuck shops, spaza shops business is taken over by Asians. Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, Chinese, and we are always there at the forefront with the police.
Yeah.
To go to those same people and say, these businesses, are they registered? Are they in compliance? How did you get them? It's not about skin color, Nabila. And I hope that everyone who's trying to push that agenda understands that we don't care if it's white people that are in the country legally. We don't care if it's Chinese. We don't care if it's Smurfs. We don't care if you're pink. The only thing we care about is, are you in the country
legally?
Simple. Because legally would mean, Nabila, that there's been a background check that's done by Home Affairs. Oh, I don't even know if that's We're hoping, if we're lucky, Home Affairs did a background check before allowing people in the country. But unfortunately, knowing Home Affairs, they don't even do that. So that's what we're asking for, that we want people to come into our country and do the right things and be positive influences in the country and bring about positive change, not economic migrants. We don't want to import poverty from all other African countries, and it's got nothing to do with hating people or not loving them or hating ourselves or our skin color. It's got everything to do with respecting the laws of the country, because migration, I've said this so many times, and it works me up every time I have to repeat it. Migration was there for a reason. It wasn't meant as an escape for your government.
Exactly.
Nobody here has a right to escape to another country because their government is not giving them a job.
Sure.
When we go to another country, the country has already evaluated that there is a position available for
Yes.
distance to go to that country.
Yeah.
And nobody in this country wants that job. So in Saudi Arabia, for example, they realize they've got a shortage of skilled nurses. They go out and look for skilled nurses. They're not looking for people to sell tomatoes on the street.
Please, do
They're looking for
nails.
people to be nurses. That's how migration works, and that's all we're asking for. Can we not be made to feel bad for wanting the right thing for our own
Something
country?
good.
Because now if you are importing 100 nurses from Nigeria, and there's already 300 South Africans who are already not working,
Exactly.
how are you going to make migration work for South Africa?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys, this thing gets me emotional, but I apologize.
Where is this love going to come
The
from?
reflection of the government. Do we feel like they missed an opportunity? Shem, our government's banda.
Nkosi yami.
I don't even know where to start with our government.